Yeah. Yeah, just jump right into it. No startup, no nothing. Just live. Absolutely live. So, I've just come back from the theater. I had just watched Aquaman 2 and it wasn't half bad. It wasn't half bad. It wasn't like amazing or great cinema. I wouldn't even um it's weird. It's really really weird that out of all of the DC movies, Aquaman is the most consistent franchise within DC movies. The first one was fun and okay, kind of like a dumb fun movie. James Wan did a really good job with the first one. Of course, Amber Turd is in there, but the sequel, though, the sequel is, I think, actually better. It's shallow. It is. It's done well. I mean, it's done well. For all of the horror stories of how bad Aquaman is and how poorly Aquaman was testing, and apparently, and I've only heard this. I haven't seen any personal reports, but watching other commentators, a lot of the negative feedback on Aquaman was due to a scene that was later changed, and I think that was the death of a character. I won't. Um, I'll spare you guys the spoilers, but the bromance between Orm and Arthur was actually really fun. I liked the banter. I thought that worked really, really well between the two of them, and I would say the movie really hits its paces and gets into its own kind of rhythm when like the moment Arthur rescues Orm and breaks him out of prison, and I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed that whole setup, that whole scene. I thought it was really, really, I thought it was really done well. I thought the story was serviceable. I thought it was really fun. It kept the action going. The pace was going good for 2 hours. I got to a point where I was like, oh my gosh, are we halfway through? And I was like, oh wait, no, we must be like 2/3 of the movie, way through the movie, like because things were starting to um, really ramp up as far as stakes, and then a last minute getaway sort of extends it, so you get a sense of where you are. But for the third act to get going, knowing that you already kind of had a third act like peak in the second. You don't really see that a lot. It usually just keeps building up. But with the old school action movies, it definitely you would get sort of like a second act peak to make you think that they were close to taking out the main bad guy, only for that to for the bad guy to sort of squeak away, leading to the third act where the stakes were higher than you thought they were going to be. So Aquaman was really, really good. I was thoroughly very happy watching that movie. I was surprised. I watched Lady Gravemaster's stream after she had seen it, and she couldn't stop talking about it. She seemed very level-headed. She had great points about what was good about the movie. And after I saw that, I went to my wife, which we both had watched the first Aquaman movie and enjoyed it. Um, she's not a, she doesn't understand the appeal of Jason Momoa, but she enjoyed the movie. She thought it was a lot of fun. So when I suggested that we go and see the second one, she was like, "Yes, no hesitation." She's like, "Yeah, let's go see it. You're hearing it's good." I was like, "I'm hearing it's good." So she got us tickets. We went and saw that today, and we were not disappointed. We were actually pretty impressed. There was a couple of moments that had me laughing. Some stuff that like seemed to here, since the arm being up is what keeps you from clawing me. Barry. What a rude guy. But yeah, no, Aquaman was really, really good. I was a little disappointed that Amber Turd didn't poop in the water to distract a bunch of fish. I thought that was a missed opportunity uh, by James Wan, by the director. But they did manage to work uh, a a bit of potty humor in there with her character, and that involved the baby. If you have ever had a baby boy, then you would know that they pee everywhere, uh, like everywhere. Like they just got done peeing. You take their diaper off to change their diaper, and they start peeing again. It's usually good to wait a little while, but that's not a guarantee all the time. My son has peed on me several times. It wasn't like dark side of the internet kind of fun pee on you. It was it was just kind of like frustrating. Middle of the night, 3 a.m. He's crying his head off and he pees on me while I'm trying to change him and feed him. That's the kind of stuff you deal with as a parent. So those scenes I actually enjoyed. Some people didn't like that that the baby peed on him twice. The second time he actually dodges it, and that's where Amber Heard's potty humor joke comes in. She actually water bends. I don't know what to call it. Water bends his pee stream right into Arthur's face for him to get hit a second time, which is totally unfair. I mean, if you get a chance to dodge it, you know, you should be able to enjoy that victory. Yeah, it's a bit strange, but yeah, no, that I mean, with that stuff out of the way, and then the some of the jokes, really the movie, I started to settle in and just sort of like enjoy the ride once Orm was paired up with Arthur, and that became a good movie at that point. That was a lot of fun, especially uh, like some of the conversations about like food, what Orm's been missing out on, but with his prejudices about the surface. I just I the way that all played up was very well, and anybody that's had a sibling, whether your older brother, younger brother, I think you would recognize the banter, and it was done really, really well. I enjoyed the crap out of that. But all in all, I thought it was really solidly well done. The bad guy Manta, um, he still has his motivations. He sort of gets piggybacked with an even bigger bad guy uh, from ancient times, which I kind of enjoyed that because it gave him a little bit of a character arc, but ultimately he fails because of his refusal to let go of the past, which is understandable. I mean, his dad got killed by Aquaman in the first film. Of course, he's going to carry a judge, carry that carry that with him, and uh, there's something to that as well. The way his character goes out is the there's like an old adage of if you can't shift your priorities towards the future and you always hold on and maintain the past, like there's a wonderful painting of a father um, who is caught in this moment where his wife and son, or wife and child, are in a position where they're about to be swept away, but his own father, is also in the same position. So he's only got a split second to make the choice to either save his wife and child, or let his father or save his father, or let his father go and let his wife and child go. And if it's like one of those like like, would you sacrifice 5 people or sacrifice one person, like type thing, like 10,000 or one, the old Spock and Kirk thing. But if he's willing to let go of his wife and child, then he's stuck in the past, and he really has no future because he's willing to sacrifice his future. And the main motivations for Arthur are, it was purely selfish in the first film. In this film, he's got a family, and every one of his actions is motivated by his want and need to protect his family as well as his kingdom. I would say protecting his family is has a greater drive in his character than protecting his own kingdom, and that's probably why he ran into so many roadblocks as a king in the second film. I should probably put spoilers up, so it's too late. Not enough people are going to watch this, but Manta never creates uh, something for himself to look forward to or to fight for in the future. He himself is stuck on the death of his dad, and that makes a good villain. It was a good villain. I liked it. I liked it a lot. So there's that. So I really enjoyed the film. Uh, it's failing at the box office. It's not doing well. It's not doing well at all. It's doing worse than the Marvels, and I think I think a lot of that has to do with um, it's got to superhero fatigue has got to be a part of the equation there, and then there's the audience being burned by just really shit crap films over the past few years. Not just from DC. I mean, DC had Wonder Woman 1984. I was laughing so hard at some of the stupid shit that they did in that movie, and it wasn't. It was just ridiculous. It was so stupid. It was so. I still laugh about the stupid scene where she like lassos off of the convoy to save the two kids, and the two kids are obviously fake. Like, oh man, that whole scene is just really stupid and fucking bad. Um, the Flash, I still have not seen the Flash. I don't think I'll ever see the Flash. Justice League was a subpar film. I mean, the Snyder cut is not even. It's fun to watch, and like this. What I like about the Snyder cut is it gives a lot of the scenes that we didn't get a chance to really breathe in. It gives you a chance to really settle into the storyline and the characters. But it's way too effing long. It's way too effing long. And the whole thing plays out like some director's freaking wet dream of what their exact vision is, you know. But that's Zack Snyder. So he's not that. It's really weird. It's really weird. I mean, if he's got a story and he's sticking to the story, he didn't write the story. If it's something like 300 or Watchmen, he does a good job. And I'm not saying that 300 is a great film. Like, it's not even like 300 is not even close to Watchmen. Like, Watchmen is so effing good, but I think that's mostly because the source material is so good. That book is really really done well. But I will argue that the ending in the movie is better than the ending that's given to us in the graphic novel. Just because the whole it's like a subplot. It's not really involved. It's so disconnected from the main storyline. There's nothing that really feeds into it. So it's almost like Alan Moore was writing two separate stories. And really, if you read the graphic novel, it's more like he's writing three separate storylines, because there's the pirate undead story that the kid's reading in the comic book. But yeah, Zack Snyder is just he has the potential, but he has to be reined in. The reason why I'm going back and talking about that and talking about Zack Snyder is because he's got a movie out right now, and it's called Rebel Moon, and it is bad. It is really bad. I mean, there's potential in that movie for there to be an awesome, really great sci-fi flick. There's some concepts in there that are really, really awesome, but execution uh, is really just a huge bag of dicks, and that's the wrong analogy. It's just a huge bag of swamp ass. That's Rebel Moon. The execution and delivery is just absolutely horrible, and man, the premise of the story is not even original. It's Battle Beyond the Stars. If you've never seen it, 1980s film, is actually executed better than the storyline in this. And it's, for as long as it is, it's really choppy. And to think that there's a longer unrated cut, I'm not interested in it at all. I was so pissed off watching that fucking movie last night. I'm sitting there, I'm like, because you get in there and you're watching it and you're like, okay, maybe there's some good stuff in here. There really is not. I mean, you're introduced to this wafer thin, super skinny, like, I believe Amber Heard in her role as Mara more so than that gorgeous actress that is playing the main character in the movie. I don't even want to remember the names of any of the characters. Like, I was just beyond the pale, which sucks because there's definitely something there. And oh man, it was little. It's so bad. It's really, really bad. I was expecting it to be somewhat serviceable. I was expecting maybe the critics were being a little too personal in their attacks on the film. It is horrible. It is bad. It is not worth the time. And right now, it's like it's the top of the streaming and on Netflix. And I think the reason why is people just don't believe how bad it is. It's it makes other failed attempts to capture the space opera epic look like masterpieces. Like Black Hole is, I think that's the name of it, by Disney film, actually is way better than Rebel Moon. The story and the concept is better. It's just executed badly. But Rebel Moon is bad. It is bad. Acting is fine. I think the acting is actually decent in the film. It's just the premise is executed very poorly. Exposition is definitely is definitely the word of the day when talking about Rebel Moon. But I mean, it's so disappointing because you get in there and it's actually, I sit there, I watch it, and I see all these concepts. I see this like this android that is incredibly advanced. I mean, you can tell the way it moves, the way it thinks. It's like it's a truly self-sufficient. Like artificial intelligence, like that, like they must be a species or something, that is running around. But it's I thought that was interesting, but that character, like, literally, like, they pop up and they're like in the first part of the movie and then they show them again at the end of the film, and I'm just like, I don't understand that person's storyline. I don't get it. I think the blonde chick Sam is actually the princess. I'm just gonna spoil it. I'm just gonna spoil it because the main actress, the main character, she's supposed to be an Imperial Guard. She was personally guarding the princess of the Imperium, and the royal family gets executed and she's exiled. I think the young woman that she rescues in the film, at the beginning of the film, is actually the princess that she's got in hiding. That's just, and if that's true, if that's if that's what's happening, it it calls into question a number of other things that I'm seeing on that in that movie. But no, it's just, it's not good. And then so they like. It's very clumsily written. The story is poorly executed, and it's a shame because I feel like if there was another set of eyes or somebody else to kind of like help Zach mold and bring the story, like competent individuals, I feel like there would have been a really, really great story there. And it's very disappointing. After watching it, I've heard other people say this, so it's not my original idea. But this is probably the smartest thing that Kathleen Kennedy has ever done, is turn down this movie. It was so that was crap. There's literally a like, and then what drove me nuts too is like the action, the fight scenes. It's all nonsensical. Like it doesn't like some of it works, some of it doesn't. Uh, there's a heroic death that happens, and I almost missed it because I was laughing so effing hard. So this is a scene. Um, Spoilers, by the way. I'm just gonna throw that out there. There's just a scene where this character Blood Axe is like, uh, there's a like a transport carrier that's like shooting down on them, and so he runs up this crane, and it's supposed to be this badass scene where he's like running it up, and of course it's in slow motion because Zack Snyder doesn't he doesn't know how um, to properly frame and set up scenes the way he shoots everything. It almost has to be done in slow motion, or else you're gonna miss it with the way he frames everything. So he's running up uh, the supports of the back of this crane to jump onto this cockpit, and he's running, but they're doing it in slow motion, and he's like, "Argh," they like camera angle just like this, and it's fucking they do slow motion. Look at his feet, and his little feet are doing little baby steps, like it's so bad. Barry, you're rude. You're rude in the middle of streaming, you little jerk. You ginger bastard. I'll feed you later. But yeah, he's just doing these little baby steps, and he's like running up the thing, and I was just laughing so incredibly hard. I was like, why would they? Like they could have used, like they use CGI on everything. They could have like made him look a little bit more dynamic or something, or had him run up an incline, and added him in, adjusted the angle to make it look. There's a million other things they could have done and given him the little baby steps. And then another scene like just before that, the chick that has the flaming blades that everyone thinks like, oh, that's the lightsabers. She's like, she's got them like either side of her, above and below her eyes, and they're lit. They're fucking lit, and they're bright as hell, like in her eyes, and she's just like looking for people to slaughter. I was like, you're go fucking blind. That's hot and bright, fucking lightsaber blades in your face. There's a lot of really really dumb choreography stuff that's going on in there, and there's like, there's too much. There's almost too much wrong with that film. It's just a mess. It's an absolute mess, and I don't. Man, that is crap. That is really crap. So if you have a choice of either upping your Netflix subscription, or you already have Netflix and you're looking for 2 hours to kill, go see Aquaman. That was way better. That was a way better film. Much, much better. Much, much better. But anyhow, yeah, so I just wanted to do that. Jump on here and talk to you guys for a few minutes. Catch up a little. I was going to game, but kind of don't feel like gaming right now. Maybe later. Maybe I'll jump on later. Game a little bit with you people. And when I say you people, I mean like everybody. Just all lives matter when it comes to watching my gaming streams. No discrimination. But yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. Any super chats? No, I'm not monetized. That was ridiculous. I was gonna do that. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the stream, like, subscribe. If you've seen Aquaman, leave a comment down below. If you have not seen Aquaman, go see it. If you've seen Rebel Moon, leave a comment down below. Tell me what part of the movie you hate the most. I think Gord King. Yeah, Gord King is going to be talking about Rebel Moon later. I hope I haven't missed it. I didn't catch when he was going to be doing that. Uh, Definitely check that out. He's always insightful. I'm sure he noticed a whole bunch more. He's probably crying right now because he said he was going to watch it today. But yeah, neat stuff. Yeah, that I I was a little worried about Aquaman going to see it, but it was good. It was good. Highly recommend it. Anyways, that's it. That's all I got for you guys today. Um, Adios and enjoy, and stay safe. If I don't catch any of you for New Year's Eve, stay safe, be responsible, and wear condoms.